It's the heart of the most powerful nation on earth. But tonight, Washington, D.C. is under siege. Demonstrators marched on the White House, burning buildings and flags on the sixth night of protests, riots and looting across the country. Thousands of protesters were met by hundreds of police and silence still from the president. Nine's US correspondent Amelia Adams begins our coverage.
The Stars and Stripes in flames. These demonstrators on the doorstep of the president. As Washington, D.C., a city built by slaves, hosted the latest chapter in the struggle for racial equality.
It's almost like we're on two different sides in this country. I don't want to see another black man get killed. I don't want to see another black woman get killed. And I don't want to put another black kid at risk.
It had started peacefully, a Secret Service agent kneeling in solidarity. But the mood quickly changed.
They're firing at the protesters, so what's happening here is another one, okay, flashbang, and another one. What's happening is the protesters started hurling projectiles at officers, rocks, bottles filled with things, and as soon as that happened, we're backing up.
Up to the wall.
It really escalated, and so what you're seeing with the flashbangs and what you're hearing now is the riot police, is the riot police escalating. We're retaliating and trying to push the protesters back into a certain area. I'm fine. Thank you, sir. So that they can, thank you. And so you can see there are people like this man who just came up to check on us.
Protesters with hands raised, police with weapons raised.
The guy's jumping up there on the roof and shooting us from above. Like, it's crazy. Like, that stuff doesn't make any sense.
We witnessed a moment about an hour ago now. Down.
By nightfall, the National Guard was mobilised.
Oh my God.
And now the streets of Washington, D.C. are on fire. Protesters picking up everything they can find, including American flags, and burning it.
The lights turned out at the White House, the president safe inside, still close enough to hear the protests. But they didn't hear from him. Instead, Donald Trump relied on his thumbs, tweeting strength, law and order, fake news, declaring far-left extremist group Antifa a terrorist organisation.
I think at the least he has to not incite violence, and that's what we would expect.
Even after curfew, the crowds remained. The flag pulled from the historic St John's Church and added to the flames. Tonight, the building Abe Lincoln prayed in and the country he prayed for is on fire.
George Floyd! George Floyd!
OK, let's go live to our US correspondent, Amelia Adams, who's in Washington, D.C. Amelia, the curfew is in place. Has it had any effect?
It has, Peter, though it took several hours. The streets have now fallen quiet, but D.C. is a mess. The rioters and looters trashed so much in their wake. This is a government building. We are less than a block from the White House. And in just a few hours' time, the president will wake up to see this destruction. And America is waiting to see if and how its leader will lead them through this crisis. Peter.
Amelia, thank you. Let's go to another one of our US correspondents now, Alexis Daish, who's in Los Angeles. Lexi, the violence and destruction, it doesn't look like it will stop anytime soon.
Indeed, Peter, we are in Santa Monica tonight where police have been patrolling and guarding some of the looted businesses like this one. This is Vons, a family supermarket here in Los Angeles. And if you come in, check it out. The destruction is everywhere. If you come through the liquor section, we've got glass bottles thrown onto the ground everywhere, wine and water and just mess splattered all over the ground here. Look at all this destruction. And if you come through to where the supermarket shelves are, all the supermarket supplies are, they have just wiped the shelves clean. And keep in mind, Peter, this is only one business of so many across this city that have been destroyed by criminals. We are now in a curfew here in Santa Monica. It doesn't expire until 5:30 this morning. It's been in place since 4 o'clock this afternoon, but quite frankly, it was just too little too late because the looting and the violence here is unlike anything Santa Monica has seen. Flames race through this suit shop, and on the streets, tensions boil just as fast. The curfew's no deterrent to violent thieves exploiting the city's unrest before the National Guard finally moved in. We were broadcasting live when we experienced for ourselves just how volatile the situation had become and how quickly it could escalate.
These people here just do not... Ah! Oh my God! Oh!
This had started peacefully with a march in Santa Monica.
When I saw that video and heard George Floyd's last words of "I can't breathe" and "Mama," that particularly shattered me.
But it descended into lawless looting.
Look at that. Look at this. This is insane.
Online stores not exempt, this Amazon van ransacked.
This is unbelievable. Looting unfolding in the heart of Santa Monica. Police have completely lost control of this situation. They are now breaking into the Converse store blatantly. They don't care that we're here. Do you not care that we're here? They don't care. This is incredible. And we have been seeing this looting going on for the last half an hour.
Then we saw them break the glass. In our alleyway right now, all the merchandise is laid out and just people are stealing it like left and right.
Were you scared seeing it kind of right there?
Yeah.
Fear in Philadelphia too. Stores torn apart, police cars next in line. Across the country, thousands crammed into streets, Boston bursting at the seams before erupting. In the state of Michigan, as quickly as the vandalism was cleaned up, more was underway, while guns were drawn in New York City. In Atlanta, 2 police officers have now been fired, accused of using excessive force during the arrest of these college students during protests.
A gentleman in the driver's seat, they're pulling him out now.
But amid the trauma, glimmers of humanity.
So we stand together. I stand with the community.
In Portland and Oklahoma, officers knelt in solidarity with demonstrators.
I think we saw a historic moment happen just now.
Batons ditched for handshakes and high fives in Flint, Michigan. Police and protesters marching side by side. Perhaps the first steps in a long journey of healing. In Los Angeles, Alexis Daesch, 9 News.